Yes, is the answer to that question. But there's a couple of nuances to that. So the first thing to notice is this, okay? You will pay tax depending on where you are resident for tax. So that's how tax works. You, as an individual, will pay tax depending on where you are resident for tax. So, if you are resident for tax in Australia, then you will pay tax in Australia, personal tax, okay? No matter whereabouts in the world you sell, you pay tax personally depending on where you are resident for tax. Now, there are lots and lots of opportunities that creates to put yourselves into low tax jurisdictions to pay less tax. And that's a different conversation for a different time, but it's something for you to consider. Further, your company that you do business through will also pay company tax depending on where it is a resident for tax. That's how company tax works as well, which again gives you the opportunity to put your company into a low tax jurisdiction to pay tax in that jurisdiction. Company tax, not personal tax, company tax. So again, opportunities abound for that. So you can use an Australian company to sell anywhere in the world, and all that means is your Australian company will pay tax in Australia. That's all that means, okay? So let me just kind of clear that up for you first, because it's just an interesting point of note. Now, that then means setting up an account to sell on Amazon in the UK. Well, you do not need a company in the UK to do that. You don't need a company in the UK to do that. You do not need a bank account in the UK to do that. You don't need that. All you need, similar to selling in the USA, for instance, is an OFX account. My preference, OFX, or you could choose World First. Also very, very good. And they will act as your receiving bank account for the monies that you make from Amazon.co.uk. That's how that will work. Okay, so with that little preamble, here's where it gets interesting. In the UK, just like in Australia, you will pay VAT, which is the Australian English version of GST. It's just a value-added tax, goods and services tax, okay? It's a consumption-based tax, as you guys know. Here in Oz, 10%. In the UK, it's 20%. So VAT in the UK is 20%. So when you are shipping your products from, let's say, China into the UK, you will pay 20% of the value of that stock at cost price in VAT. So you'll pay that to the UK government, customs department of the UK government, just like you would if you were bringing goods in from China into Australia. You pay GST on those goods. Same thing for going into the UK. Same. Exactly the same process. And indeed, the Australian model is built on the UK model, and that's why there's so much similarities between those two things. Here's where it gets interesting. 20% sucks. It's very, very expensive. But here's where it gets interesting. If you apply to get a VAT number in the UK, you can get something called, when you just get started, it's called the UK flat rate, which is 7.5%. And I think that's up to the first 210,000 quid, something like that. 210 or 230. I can't remember the specifics of that, but it's up to that. And then you get that as a 7.5% tax rate. So in actuality, here's the interesting part. By being Australian and selling in the UK, you can actually price your products 20% 12.5% cheaper than the POMs can, because they're paying VAT at 20%. You can pay VAT at 7.5%, which is a good advantage to have. Now, I will tell you that the person to seek out about all of this is the fantastical Dolman Bateman. Arnold Shields from Dolman Bateman. And now Arnold just happens to be one of the Aussie online entrepreneurs. He happens to also be speaking at the conference. I'm not sure if he's going to talk about this, but you could certainly ask him about that. We are just looking at launching one of my brands with a business partner of mine, Lucy, into the UK. And so we've been speaking to Arnold about that at length. But this is the man to seek out. Arnold can set that whole thing up for you. I think to get you a UK VAT account from memory, it is 700 Aussie dollars, something like that. But it is well worth getting them to do it. They'll do a freaking awesome job for you. So yes, you can. Yes, you actually get a better rate than the POMs do. Yes, it's pretty easy to do. And here's how you would do it. Get Arnold and his team to do it for you. That's what I would do with that. Much better that way. Actually, I'm very, very sure that Arnold's got a video all about the UK. Where is it? Oh, there you go. So he's got a video. It's like an hour-long webinar he did all about it. It gets pretty technical, but it's business technical though, so it's not like it's geeky technical. It's just business technical. He is an accountant after all, so he's going to give you the ups and downs and everything, just as he should. But that's where it is. Let me give you that one. That's well worth having a look-see. I was on that webinar. It's a really good one. Send to all. There you go. Arnold's great. He will also, if you're a member of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, give you a free 15-minute consultation about anything to do with your Amazon business as well. As I said, Arnold's in my inner circle. He's been in my inner circle for ages. He's got 5 products that sell on Amazon in the USA. They really get it. He really gets it. He's a top bloke. He's a really nice guy too. And he's also in the group as well. So I think he's in here too. In fact, I know he's in here too. So he's in our Facebook group too. So if you want to go and set yourself up with a free session, I think it's like this. It's under Arnie Shields. There you go. Arnie Shields. There he is. So if you want to set yourself up with a free session with Arnold, tag him in a post. He'll hook you up. No dramas at all. He's really, really good though. They're awesome accountants. If you're selling on Amazon, you should definitely use them. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.